Hello everyone, this is Foxcode here. Now, I haven't done a video for quite a long time, so I decided I'm going to do one on hotkeys. Now, this is not just for Protoss, this applies to a lot of other races as well. Ow! I've not cut my toenails in a long time, and I kind of just put my big toe down and nearly snapped my toenail in half, and that hurt. So anyway, I'm just going to play through this against the easy AI, just to have a look at hotkeys. Now, I'm going to go slow. So the first hotkey we need to know in Starcraft is control groups. Okay, control groups are very good, and notice I'm actually clicking with the mouse here. I am not using my hotkeys yet, but to add something to a control group, either a unit or a building, you select whatever it is. So in this case we select the Nexus, we hold down control, and then we hit the number we want, and notice this bar here, if I press 1, the Nexus appears in that bar. Now that means if I want to select the Nexus to build another probe, I just press 1 on the keyboard, and then here's my Nexus, and then I can press E. Now E is of course just for Protoss, that is for building probes. So just with 1 and E, I can look around the map, I can go, is there anything there? And I can just quickly toggle back and do that. Now, the next hotkey is C. Chrono Booster is vitally important for Protoss. Again, Terran have mules, Zerg have their injects, so you have to learn the respective hotkeys for that. But anyway, we've learned control group. Now, what if you want to put some units on a control group? We might want to. There could be reasons. Notice I'm again clicking. I'm not using my hotkeys yet. But let's put a unit. Let's put this probe on a control group. Again, control and then the number, and now we have our probe on 2. So I can go 1, 2. Notice again, I'm not playing perfectly. I'm not using all of my hotkeys yet. Now, notice how I'm doing this. If you hotkey something on a group, that allows you to instantly get back to it. All you have to do is press the hotkey twice. So if I want to go to my probe and I'm somewhere like this, I double tap 2 and I'm there. I double tap 1 back to the Nexus so I can build my next building, which is going to be a pylon. Chronoboost the Nexus, go back here. And seriously, even if these are the only hotkeys you use, this will help you a lot in your play. You will get a lot quicker, a lot faster. Now, I kind of need to kill the computer so the computer doesn't kill me, and then I can demonstrate things a bit more properly, because I'm trying to play a game at the moment. Now, notice there how I'm selecting my gateway without looking back at home? That is because my gateway is on hotkey 6, so I could start building my zealot while I was harassing with my probe. Well, not harassing, scouting. I see gas, I see a marine, there could be reapers coming out, but this is just the computer, so probably not. And because we are here, I'm going to build another pylon. Now notice when I build this pylon, the probe automatically goes back. That's the second most important hotkey, and it is shift. When you use shift, the shift key, you can give your units multiple orders at once. So say I hold down shift and right click. I can right click and he will follow that pattern. If we click back on the zealot, he's following the path. So did everyone get that? We just press shift. Now, very closely related to that hotkey, we have something called attack move. If you hold shift, well, sorry, let's just do this. If you press A and left click, right, your unit will attack anything en route, which is really useful. You should really almost always move your army using attack move. It's very good. I'm just going to bring my scouting probe back because it has been a bit idle. Okay, so we've got some stalkers, ranged unit, and notice we can also do attack move. We just hold down shift, press A, left click, left click, left click, left click. And the stalker will attack move along that path. So those are all cool hotkeys, very, very useful. Now I've got my own hotkeys set up, and I'm not really using it much at the moment because I'm just demonstrating these. Now the next important thing is, let's say we accidentally put our stalker and zealot on the same hotkey. A lot of people do this intentionally, but I'm doing it as if we've done it by accident. Now, if you don't want them on, you can just hold down shift, click on the one you don't want, so let's select the stalker and press Control 4. So only our stalker is on 4, but notice on 3, we still have both units. So the way around that is select 3, we only want the zealot, so shift, click on the stalker, and then just Control 3. And now they're separate again. Now, I did something very quick there that you probably didn't see. Ooh, hang on a minute, that's probably just an SCV. I did something very quick there. Notice there are 2, and without pressing Control, notice that flashed for a second? I now have all 3 on. This is a one a lot of beginners don't know, so listen up. If you have, I'll just deselect it, now they're separate. If you already have a control group existing, and you get a new unit. So this Stalker, we want to add it to this group. All you have to do is hold down Shift and press the number of the group. So I held down Shift and pressed 4, and hey presto, all my Stalkers are on 4. It's a very, very useful hotkey to know, and so I can just spam Stalkers, get supply blocked because I'm focusing too much on hotkeys and teaching. And you'll notice that I used E to build Pylon. That's really... E and G are the two key building hotkeys for Protoss. Those are the two you really want to know if you're going to learn any. So, notice I always put all my ranged units on 4 and my melee units on 3. That is just the way I do it. So that's pretty cool. And regarding attack move, you can actually use it on your own units. Poor little Stalker. We didn't want him. We didn't need him. He was dishonourable in some fashion. Now, that's getting a bit oversaturated, so I really should expand. And since we're against easy, I'm just going to go and attack. So we're going to use just the hotkeys we've found. So notice I pressed 3A left click, and the Zealot will attack move. Any enemy in its sight, it will automatically try and attack. And the rest of the units are just following, which is fine. Okay, watch. Attack move, they automatically fire. If I right click, they don't fire. So let's just keep going up there. Again, Shift 4. Oh, we've run into an army. Not brilliant. That Stalker might die. That Stalker might die. Let's run away. And that was easy enough. So this is just very, very basic hotkeys. Again, notice now, we come to our next eye. I've just moved a load of probes down here way too early, but that's not the point. So let's say we have one XI selected. You're wondering, how do we build probes from both at the same time? Well, exactly as before, we already have a hotkey for our XI. It is 1. It doesn't have to be 1, it can be anything you want. So let's say I choose 5. There we go, one of my XI is on 5. But for now, I'm going to use 1. Let's say I want this XI on 1. We just select it, hold down Shift, and press 1. And now, when I press 1 on the keyboard, I get both XI. And once that is complete, I will go back to it to show you what it actually does. I'm just making a few Zealots. Now, one note, when you do attack as Protoss, you should always have a forward pylon. Again, I'm kind of doing a tutorial, so that's not exactly happening. And against Terran, ideally you would have some splash damage. Now, ooh, this is going to be funny. Watch, if I right-click, I don't attack move. They don't attack. As soon as I attack move, they attack. So that's very useful. Okay. Whoops. Is that right? There we go. Now, notice, when I select my XI, instead of having the single tab here, we have 2, and it shows what they're building. So, we want those 2 white dots to be full at all times. As soon as a white dot goes out, get ready. It's going to happen eventually. There we go. Instantly press E on the keyboard. Now, it's normally okay to queue up 2. You don't want any more than that, though, as it's kind of clogging up all your resources there. Now, notice the second they were warped in, I shift-clicked them to there, so they would go there once warped in, and I tabbed them onto this group. So it really is very useful hotkeys. And now we're just going to go and attack, because I think I've covered the basics. I know this is a very impromptu video, but I don't have much time, as it is quite late here. In fact, it is 12 o'clock. And notice there, very briefly, I topped up my XI. You always want to be macroing while you're attacking. Oh, they're trying to expand. You can't let that. So we're just going to play around a bit. Remember that forward pylon I said? It should be a lot further forward than that. And we're only attacking with 2 gateways here. Obviously you would have more at this point. Hello. Trying to escape. You will notice I always actually attack move when I select enemy units. It's in case I miss. So if I miss the target I'm aiming at, I wouldn't attack anything. So like if I right click there, my units walk, they've missed. But if I attack move, it doesn't matter if I miss. Now I'm just going to destroy that Banshee. Sorry, that Raven. That was actually very terrible micro, but never mind. It still seems as if we are going to win this game, with 2,000 resources spare, which is of course not good. Blinking back the injured Stalker, and now hopefully the computer will just surrender, because I can't really go over any more hotkeys here. I can just kind of have fun. But of course, if you did have this much money, you'd be going... gateways, Colossus, research, thermal lands, let's see what else do we want. Pylons. Notice I shift click all those buildings as well. Oh, and notice, let's have a look back at the battle, something's going on. GG. And we will accept, so hopefully that was informative, just going over some very basic hotkeys. I realise it was very quick, but hopefully it'll help you guys. If you've got any questions, comment below, and thanks for watching. See ya.